Hey there, breaking news that could put an extra $1,200 in your pocket this June. The Senate has just approved a stimulus bonus that millions of Americans receiving SSI, VA, and SSDI benefits can combine with their regular payments. But here's the thing, many people will miss out simply because they don't know how to claim it or when it's coming. Are you going to be one of them? Before I dive into the full payment timeline and exactly how you can make sure you get every dollar you're entitled to, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way, you'll never miss crucial updates that could literally put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket throughout the year. So what exactly did the Senate just approve? In an unexpected move that's flying under the radar of mainstream media, senators passed a measure authorizing a one-time $1,200 economic impact payment specifically designed to offset rising inflation costs. What makes this payment special is that it won't count against your resource limits for SSI, won't affect your SSDI eligibility, and veterans receiving VA benefits are fully included. This is essentially free money with no strings attached, but only if you know how to access it. Let's talk about who qualifies. If you're currently receiving monthly benefits through Supplemental Security Income, Social Security Disability Insurance, or Veterans Affairs Disability Programs, you're automatically on the list. But what if you have dependents? Great news, each qualifying dependent will add an additional $500 to your payment, similar to how previous stimulus payments were structured. Have you been wondering if there's an income limit? Unlike some previous payments, this bonus has been specifically designed to benefit those on fixed incomes, so traditional income thresholds have been significantly raised to ensure all benefit recipients qualify. Now for what everyone's been asking, when will you actually see this money? The Treasury Department has released their official timeline, and I've got all the details. Direct deposits will begin processing on June 3rd and continue through June 10th. Paper checks will start going out on June 12th and continue on a rolling basis through the end of the month. EIP cards will be mailed starting June 15th. But here's where things get interesting, and where many people could miss out if they're not paying attention. The exact timing depends on the last 2 digits of your Social Security number, following a specific sequence I'm about to share. For those with direct deposit set up, SSI recipients will see the bonus first, followed by VA beneficiaries, with SSDI recipients completing the first wave. But what happens if you receive multiple benefits? This is important, you'll only receive one $1,200 payment, not multiple bonuses for each program you're enrolled in. However, your payment will come through whichever program typically deposits first in your monthly schedule. Have you checked which account your previous stimulus payments went to? That's likely where this one will be deposited as well. So what do you need to do to make sure you get this payment? For most benefit recipients, absolutely nothing. The payment will come automatically the same way you receive your monthly benefits. However, there are 3 specific situations where you might need to take action. First, if you've moved since filing your last tax return, you should update your address immediately through the SSA website or by calling their hotline. Second, if you had a child or added a dependent in 2024 who isn't reflected in your previous filings, you'll want to make sure they're properly documented. And third, if you typically don't file taxes because your income is below the filing threshold, there will be a simple online form available starting next week to verify your eligibility. I know many of you are wondering why this payment is happening now. The Senate bill was actually part of a larger economic package addressing inflation impacts on vulnerable populations. With consumer prices up significantly compared to pre-pandemic levels, lawmakers recognized that those on fixed incomes have been disproportionately affected. Unlike general stimulus measures, this bonus is specifically targeted at benefit recipients who haven't seen their monthly payments keep pace with actual living cost increases. Have you noticed how much more expensive groceries and prescriptions have become over the past year? This payment is designed to help offset exactly those kinds of necessary expenses. But there's something critically important you need to know about this payment. It will not affect your benefit eligibility or amounts. The legislation explicitly classifies this payment as a non-countable resource for a full 12 months. This means you can receive the full $1,200 without worrying about exceeding resource limits for programs like SSI or Medicaid. It also won't count as income for determining your monthly benefit amounts. Concerned about how this might affect other assistance programs you're enrolled in? The good news is that this payment has been structured to avoid disrupting SNAP benefits, housing assistance, and other need-based programs. Many people have been asking if this is just a one-time payment or the start of something more regular. While this specific $1,200 bonus is currently approved as a one-time measure, the legislation includes provisions for reassessment in September. depending on economic conditions and inflation metrics at that time. There's language in the bill allowing for a potential second payment before the end of the year. Are you wondering what factors will determine if that second payment happens? The bill ties it specifically to the Consumer Price Index for essential goods and services, with automatic triggers if inflation exceeds certain thresholds. Let's talk about some practical matters that could affect how and when you receive your payment. If you've recently changed banks or closed the account where you normally receive government deposits, you need to update this information immediately. The SSA, VA, and Treasury Department have created an expedited system to handle these updates, but you must act within the next 2 weeks to ensure your payment isn't delayed. Have you set up direct deposit for your regular benefits? If not, now would be an excellent time to do so, as direct deposit recipients will receive their bonuses significantly faster than those waiting for paper checks. I've received lots of questions about whether this bonus payment is taxable. The answer is no. The legislation specifically designates these payments as tax-free at both the federal and state level. You won't need to report this payment on your 2024 tax return, and it won't push you into a higher tax bracket or affect any tax credits you might qualify for. Are you wondering if there are any restrictions on how you can use this money? Unlike some assistance programs, there are absolutely no limitations on how you spend this bonus. It's entirely up to you whether you use it for necessities, pay down debt, or save it for future expenses. It's worth noting that there are some specific protections built into this legislation to prevent creditors from seizing these funds. The payments are protected from garnishment for most types of private debts, though there are exceptions for child support obligations and certain federal debts. If you're concerned about garnishment issues, the payment will come with specific coding that banks are required to recognize and honor regarding these protections. Have you experienced issues with previous stimulus payments being garnished? This time, additional safeguards have been implemented based on lessons learned from earlier pandemic relief measures. In closing, this $1,200 bonus represents a significant opportunity for millions of Americans receiving SSI, VA, and SSDI benefits. The key to making sure you receive your payment promptly is staying informed about the timeline and any actions you might need to take based on your specific situation. Don't forget to check the description below for links to official government resources where you can verify your payment status and eligibility. Have questions about your specific circumstances? Drop them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to address them in upcoming videos. If this information was helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with anyone else who might benefit from knowing about this important payment. And remember, subscribing to this channel is the best way to stay updated on benefit changes, stimulus measures, and other financial opportunities you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.